Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning homework session and trade level setup for Tuesday, February 11th, 2014. For those that are visiting us from Twitter, this is Quantum Leap. We are a self-organized learning environment. We've been running a Skype chat room for over 4 years now, and we come together and talk about the market in the chat room, and then each morning we come together here in a live go-to to talk about what the market's done, what we think that it's going to do, and set up our levels to trade the day. If you're interested in checking us out, you can send me a contact request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Of course, today I'm broadcasting from the offices of Stealth Analytics, high above Bay Street in Toronto. Before we get going, I got to get the legals out of the way. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Okay, so let's just take a look at the numbers, see what we've got. Obviously, we held that 1795.75 yesterday afternoon, and then overnight we went up and hit the main target that I had at 1798.25, and actually pushed a little bit through up into that 1804.50, right around that micro composite at 1802.50 that we'll talk about on the composite. Of course, the big number to keep your eye on above us is that 1837.75 year open. We now have a new month high put in overnight at 1804.50. And currently our month low is down at that 1732 area, which we went and hit a couple times at 32.25 and then 32. Week opened on Sunday, Globex at 1793. We have a current high at 1804.50 and a weekly low down at 1786.25. Nothing else really jumps out on the macro numbers. Yesterday we opened up the Globex at 1793, had a Globex high of 94.50. Believe that is one tick above the overnight low. So in the overnight session they went down and tested that prior Globex high and found support there and then rallied. Globex low 1786.25, and then we opened yesterday's RTH session at 1791.75. I mean, the numbers here aren't going to be as significant, other than the fact that you can see we've halted this trend down that we had, the red downward trend. Now you're seeing the beginning of a upwards trend. We opened auction in range yesterday, broke the IB to one side for a normal variation day. We had a 3-point opening swing. Initial balance high 1793.25. Initial balance low 1788 for 5.25. A tighter initial balance. We've been talking about these wide initial balance as the bears and the bulls were fighting it out for control. Now that the bulls have basically gained ground right now, we've tightened up a bit within our initial range. And again, same thing as the Globex numbers yesterday, all the intraday numbers for the RTH were higher. And we had a RTH VPOC up at 1791, and that's been trending up as well as all of our intraday numbers. Running 20-day ATRs, RTH 17, full session 23, and Globex 13, just under 14. We opened the Globex last night, 1795.25. Our value area high yesterday, 1794.50. There's that 94.50. I think that 94.50 is going to come into play again shortly, if not today, in the next couple days. And then our value area low, 1790. Nothing else really jumps out at me. Just taking a look at the daily report. Currently, right now, our ATR targets for the full session to the upside 1817.25, to the downside 1781.50. Sorry, just writing these down myself. And taking a look at the news, well, the big news obviously today is that the new Fed, Yellen, is testifying at 9 at Central, so 10 Eastern. She's already released her statement. I think that's what caused this move down. It looks like she's going to follow suit and maintain Bernanke's programs, and I think they're going to continue to slowly taper the Fed. Other than that, we've got JOLTS job openings at 9 and wholesale inventories. So a lot of news at that first half hour of the market. So just be careful when we open up. Let's take a look at the macro to the micro and the trend, see where we are on the big picture. Of course, we came down on the monthly and tested the 9 EMA to the tick, bounced off of that, and now we're up trading in the middle of the distribution from last month. So we did not violate this trend. It's still very much intact. We've got good slope and separation on the monthly. So the overall macro trend is still very much intact. It looked like we were, getting some serious weakness coming in on the weekly, and we had, broken below the 20 SMA, and we were trading below it. But now we've popped back up, and we're basically in an MA squeeze between the 9 EMA and the 20 SMA, trying to break above and get back above the 9 EMA to continue this trend up. But we've lost slope and separation, and we're at a decision point here on the weekly. On the daily, we had created that technical gap that we were talking about last week, and we were anticipating a move up to close the gap. We closed the gap and then broke above it and came up and tested the 20 SMA from below, and we're currently have broken above it and trying to hold above that. So the 20 SMA is sitting right in that 1795 area. And it's really the 94.50 to the 97 area that I'm really watching for a retest, and we'll go and take a look at that shortly. Let's just go over to the geometric chart and take a look at it there. I've added this. I've been playing around with the forks now for over the weekend. I really can't find anything that really gives us any indication. We have come up. We've broken above the center line of the downward sloping fork, and we are testing the overall longer term fork that we've been watching for quite some time, and we're trying to break above it, and currently right now we're just trading right below it at that 1797 area. Currently trading 1795, 96, and trying to break above. If we get above it, you might look for a continuation up into that 1824.05. I don't think we'll get that far today. In fact, I think that we're probably going to chop around, as we're waiting for Yellen, and possibly come back and test some of the lower numbers from yesterday. So let's go take a look at the Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Go take a look at the geometric. I'm sorry, not the geometric, the composite. So on the big picture, we're back into this distribution zone, that we were in. Now that centers around that 1781.50. The value area high for this is 1796.50, and we're currently trading right there at it. We've got this, what I consider now to be a key CLVN, composite low volume node, down here at 1794.25. If we get below that, then I think we're going to, in the last 2 days we came up and we found value And our 2-day microcomposite is here at the 1791.75. So if we get below this 94, I'm looking for a rotation back down towards this 91.75. Yesterday's RTH low is, all the way down here at the 86.75, which would bring us down to test this CLVN here at 85.75. But I think we're really going to come down and chop around between this 89.25 and this 17.94.25 if we get below it. If we can hold 94.25, then I'm looking for a continuation back up to this 98.25 and a push back through. Again, remember this area right here where we went up to overnight is that 1802.50. That's where they found value just before they broke out of this larger balance area. So if we can, hold that 94, I think we go down and test that, between 96.50 and 94.25, and then if we can hold that, I'd be looking for a continuation and a rotation back up towards this 1802.50 as they try to get us and hold us inside of that centennial number at 1800. And then, if we get some strength, push through to the other side of balance up here at that 1807.50, 1806.75 area, which would be challenging a breakout again of this overall larger microcomposite that runs from the November 14th through to the December 19th. So, and really, if we get above that, the big number for us just above is going to be up there at that 1813.50, with the possible rally all the way to 18.25. But I'm really not anticipating. We've come a long way very quickly. And I think that we're going to stall out here as they struggle to fight this 1800 level and hold above this 94. So let's take a look at the overnight and move our numbers over to our intraday chart and put our levels in. Of course, the overnight low 1794.25. The gap close is going to be just above that at 94.75, and then of course we've got yesterday's value area high at 94.50, and you can see why I think that 94 area is going to be very significant. Of course, our overnight high is all the way up there at 1804.50. And our current VPOC, which I'm not anticipating is going to shift, it might shift a tick or two up or down, but I don't think it's going to shift, is 1800.25. So currently, if we open up right now in this area, we're going to open auction out of range and out of value. So you have to be aware that there is the possibility that you're going to get initiative buyers stepping in and just taking us up and going and hitting that 1798.25, the naked VPOC. Even though we went to 1804.50 overnight, the VPOC will remain naked until we test it in the RTH session, because it is an RTH VPOC. So what I'm anticipating is, we open up, we come down, and we test this 94 level, and we look to hold this 94. So I'm going to be trading off of this 95.50. There's a small LVN there, and it's really the 95.50. From the past 2 days microcomposite high. So I'll be using that as an area to look to a possible short, because if we get below the 95.50, then I want to get short into the gap close at 94.75. 75 and the overnight low test of 94.25. And then if we break below that, my first target and my main target below is the naked VPOC from yesterday at 91.75 with a possible push through to the value area low down here at 17.90. And this will be a trade area here. And then if we break below that, I'd be looking for a move down to test this 85.75, which really will bring us a test down to test the range low from yesterday. So this will be a trade area. And then below that, everything is centered around the 1781.50, which is the microcomposite VPOC from that larger microcomposite. So that would be my extended target to the low side. Oh, come on. I gotta fix this button. It just doesn't want to draw for me most days. There we go. And then just let me change the All right, so those are the areas for business and the targets below. If we come down and hold this 94 level, I'll wait for the breakout back to the upside above the 95.50 and push for the first target up here at 98.25, and then a key centennial area, which will be this 1800 and overnight VPOC, is where I'd be looking for possibly responsive sellers to step in to hold us below 1800. And then above that, my key target above is the 1802.50, and that's that naked or that prior microcomposite VPOC that started the big rally up. And then above that, of course, the next target is the takeout of the overnight high. And then above that 1806.50 to 1807 area, which is the top of the range of that larger microcomposite and the significant CLVN. And this area has got a lot of vacuum in it, so I think you've got to really not look at the 1806.50, but you have to go and take a look at this 1807.50. So that would be a trade area and a target above. And then above that, everything moves to the extended target up here, which is still a main target above, which is that naked VPOC and gap close at 1812.75 and 1813.25. All right, so those are the levels that I'm looking at. You can see that we're kind of broken back below the Keltner center line here. Let me just bring this up. Test of the Keltner center line from below is going to bring us up into that 1800 area. So the overnight VPOC and the centennial number. A break above will take us up into 1805.75. By the time we get there, it's going to be closer to 1806 to 1807. And then a test of the lower Keltner will take us down into that 1794 area, which is the key area that I'm watching below us, and hope that we hold for another push up into the 1800s. Taking a look at gold. Well, first, before I go to this composite on the gold, let's take a look at this pattern here, because this is something I've been talking about for weeks now. I've been watching this pattern develop all the way back. I first drew it all the way back here, back in late fall. And this is a large descending broadening wedge. These are very strong bottoming patterns, and we are waiting for the next test to come up and break above the the upper trend line, and then I was, this is a sign to me that we're going to see a much bigger move in gold. And remember what the big target was above was that 1283. Well, let's go take a look at that on the composite. The big target above was this 8230 area. That was our extended target. Above we had that 7274 and then 8230. Next big target above is obviously a test of the other side of balance at 1300, and then a push through, and the major target above right now is this 1315 to 1317 area. We've got a lot of price acceptance in this area up here. So I'm anticipating if we can come up and test and break above into the 1300, we'll have a pretty strong move up to this 1350. Currently, right now, we need to hold above the 1276.50. And if we can hold above that, I'd be looking just to chop around in this area as they, accept the breakout of this microcomposite. The microcomposite value area high is all the way down here at 1261, but I'd really be watching this 1260, 490, 1265 area. That's where I'm anticipating that we'll find responsive buyers to step in here and hold us in this this distribution. And really, I think we're going to see, playing ping pong between this 74 area. Remember, 74 was a very big key area for gold for us, and this 1282, 30 area. And I'm not probably a push through sometime this week. I'm not anticipating it for today, a push through to test the 1300 level. But right now, I think we're just going to chop around as we mature the auction in this territory here. If we do get below 1264, you can see that value overall in this microcomposite that runs from January 10th through to yesterday, value is still all the way down at that 1240 level. So, 1241 level. So if we get below the 64, they might have to take it all the way back down here to find buyers with conviction, with possibly a push through, test that 37. And there's that 37 again. Right now, the value area low is 1238.30, but it's really that 1237.50, 1237.60 area that I'd be watching for below. And then below that, test of the the range low, and that value where they found the value just before they came up and traded in this distribution here down at that 1226 area. So I mean, still the same numbers that we were looking at for the last few weeks. We're just now testing them to the upside and holding, and what was targets above now is support below. So that's what I'm looking at on gold. I don't think Howard's got anything for us today, so that's going to complete our morning homework session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.